Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to another lesson with Mr. Fieck. Today, we are going to dive into some more division and focus on talking about specifically more division strategies. The learning target or main idea for the day is that you can use various multiplication and division strategies to solve multiplication or division problems. So let's look at the first problem. It says Brightwood School is holding a carnival to earn money for new library books. Jared and his 7 friends sold tickets at the front gate. They were supposed to keep track of how many tickets each person sold, but they forgot. They sold a total of 792 tickets. If each of the 8 children sold the same number of tickets, how many tickets did Jared sell? So the first thing I'm going to look at is, do we know the total number of tickets, or what is the big question? And the big question is, how many tickets did Jared sell? Okay, so do we know the total or trying to find the total? In this case, we know the total number of tickets is 792. So if we know the total is 792, we know it's going to be a division problem. And it's Jared and his 7 friends. So there's 8 children that are selling tickets. So our equation is going to be 792 divided by 8 equals, this one, we'll use z, okay? So now we have to figure out how to solve this division problem. So again, I'm going to go, and for this one, I'm going to set up a ratio table, and I'm going to say, let's say if each one sold 1 ticket, that would be 8 tickets, and I need to figure out how many groups it's going to take me to get to 700. How many groups of 8 it's going to take me to get to 792. Okay, so for this, I mean, you can just make jumps, and if I do times 10, that would be 10, 8 times 10 would be 80, and then let's double it. 10 doubled would be 20, 80 doubled would be 160. I could double that again and go 40, and 160, or 16 doubled is 32, so 160 doubled would be 320. Then I'll double 40 again, which would get me to 80, and 320 doubled would be 640. And now I'm probably to a spot where I'm like, hey, I'm getting a little close, so let's see, maybe then if I do, well, I know 8 times 100 would be 800, but I don't have 800. That could get you a little clue looking at our numbers, get you pretty close. So I'm not going to go 8 plus 20 because that would get me 100, and 640 plus 160 would be 800. So let's go 90, and I'm going to add the 80 and the 10. So I'm going to add 640 plus 80. So 640 plus 80 would be 720. So now I'm getting pretty close over here to 792. So now I think, okay, 720, 792. So I am 72 away from 792. So now basic multiplication facts again. 8 times what? It's going to get me closest to 72 without going over. Well, in this case, we just figured out 8 times 90 is 720, so it's going to be 9. And so then if these two add together to get you that, you add these two together, so it would be 99 groups of 8 would equal 792. Now, if we're looking at this again, and if I set up a ratio table, and if we're thinking of long division, okay, the easy way or simplest way to do it is if you notice and you say, hey, 792 is 8 less than 800, that's 1 group of 8 less, which is why it's 99. Or you could set your ratio table up like this, and if we're starting to think about long division, looking at place value, can an 8 go into a 7? Nope. So now I'm going to look at the first 2 digits. How many 8s go into 79 without going over? Well, in this case, it's 9. So it's 9, but then I have one more place value left. So my first jump is going to be 90. Well, 8 times 9 is 72, so 8 times 90 is 720. And by doing that, I eliminated all of these jumps and problems right there. So again, it's talking about and working about becoming efficient mathematicians. So now again, I look and I'm 72 away. So now I have to figure out 8 times what is 72? Well, 8 times 9. Then I add those two together to get that, and add those two together, which gets me 99. Okay, let's go down and look at our next problem, problem number 2 right here. And it says, during the carnival, Madison and 8 of her friends collected tickets at the Jumpy Castle. They collected a total of 135 tickets. If each of the 9 children collected the same number of tickets, how many tickets did Madison collect? So the big question is, we're trying to figure out how many tickets did Madison collect. So do we know the total number or trying to find the total? In this case, we know the total was 135 tickets. So if we know the total, again, we're looking at a division problem, 135 divided by 9 equals, we'll just put A for this one. So we're solving for 8. Now this time, instead of making the jumps, I'm going to use place value and try to be efficient. So 1 is 9. They each sell 1. That's 9 tickets. And I need to take it all the way to 135. So in this case, I'm going to think, all right, does a 9 go into 1? Nope. So then I'm going to go to the next place value. How many 9s can go into 13 without going over? Well, in this case, it's 1. And then I have 1 place value left. So my first jump, in this case, ends up it's just going to be 10. So if I do 1 times 10 is 10, 10 times 9 would be 90. And then if I think, okay, now I'm getting close. If I'm at 90, how far from 35 am I? Well, I have 45 left. So I think 9 times what gets me 45? And if you know your basic math facts, 9 times 5 is 45. So if these two added together give me 135, I add those two together to get me 15. So my answer would be, how many tickets did Madison collect? Madison collected 15 total tickets. So again, starting to look when we do division problems using a ratio table and focusing on place value will help us in Unit 7 when we get to talking about standard and traditional long division. Hope that helps. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Go make it a great day.